Welcome to this video where we are diving into the 10 essential things you should know before moving to Montana. Known as Big Sky Country, Montana is a vast and beautiful state with so much to offer, but it's important to be prepared for what life is really like here before making the move. I am Janet Cantrell with Realty. If you would like to see more videos about Montana living, Montana recreation, Montana real estate, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay a while. Please do give a big thumbs up if you find anything in here helpful or useful. It really does help me out. And if you have questions or you think that I missed something in this list, please leave a comment below. All right, let's dive in. First off, let's talk population and space. Montana is the 4th largest US state, but we recently as a state just surpassed 1 million for our population just a couple years ago. So if you are coming from a crowded city, be ready for a lot of open space. It's actually one of my favorite things about Montana. If you know me or have watched the videos for a while, you know I love traveling and adventure, but I always love coming back to Montana. The fresh air, the space, the lack of crowds of people and noise, it's really refreshing. That said, if you are used to kind of that vibrant city life, it's going to be a bit of adjustment, even in some of our biggest cities here in Montana for you. And if you are in rural Montana, you could be miles from a neighbor, so that's definitely something to be prepared for. Number 2 is the weather. Montana winters are serious business. Expect heavy snowfall, especially in the western part of the state, and temperatures can often drop below zero. Our first 8 years of living here, we typically saw maybe a week where temperatures dropped to -5, -6 at night. However, the last 2 years, we've gotten to see temperatures drop to -30 and -50, so it's been a wild ride. Again, though, that is a small time frame where that happens. And then the rest of the time is fairly reasonable, but just be sure that you're investing in the right winter gear and that you have the right expectations of winter. Winter also here can last, basically we might get our first flurries, at least here in Flathead County, Montana, generally around Halloween every year. They don't stick, but they might start. Some years we weren't even sure if we'd get a white Christmas. But then the snow can stay basically through April. We've had a couple Easters here where we had snowfall on our way into church, so that was interesting. Montana's summers are absolutely gorgeous, low humidity, generally temperatures in the 80s, 90s, 70s. Sometimes we do get above 100 here as well, so keep that in mind if you're looking for houses and whether you need air conditioning or not. But yeah, people live for Montana summers, long days. Also in the winter, it gets dark a lot sooner. And then I love fall and spring here in Montana. Well, really fall. Spring can be kind of wet and kind of temperamental, but fall is just absolutely gorgeous with the fall colors. But it's short, it goes by real fast. So just be prepared for the weather here in Montana. Next up, number 3 is cost of living. The cost of living in Montana can vary widely depending on where you live. Cities such as Bozeman and Whitefish are going to be more expensive, especially with the housing price increases in the last couple of years. But you can still find some affordable places to live here in Montana, particularly in the rural areas. Number 4 is the outdoor lifestyle. Montana is an outdoor lover's paradise. If you enjoy hiking, biking, fishing, hunting, skiing, snowmobiling, you'll have an endless amount of things to do here. But even if you're not an outdoor enthusiast, you really need to be a little bit more comfortable with a slower pace of life here. 5th is wildlife. Yes, there are bears, wolves, mountain lions, and more here in Montana. You'll need to be aware of your surroundings, especially if you live near a forested area. It's important to know how to stay safe during those wildlife encounters. If you want to know more about that or any of the other points that I mentioned, I do have additional videos that go into further detail, so be sure to check out my playlist of all the videos. All right, before we jump into the last 5, if you are looking to buy or sell a property or home here in Montana, please do reach out to me anytime. I would be honored to assist you with that. That is how I make my living, but I love doing these videos and connecting you with you guys on this level as well, and just answering any questions that you have. All right, let's dive into the last 5. Number 6, job market. Montana's economy is diverse, but job opportunities can be limited depending on the region. Agriculture, forestry, healthcare, tourism are just a few of the many industries that you could find work in here. However, remote work is also becoming very popular, with many people moving to Montana to work remotely from a beautiful area. Now let's talk community. Montana communities are tight-knit and they're very friendly, but it may take time to really connect with people in the local community. So be sure to reach out, volunteer, get involved in different social clubs and organizations to really make those long-lasting connections. Also, if you're looking at moving to Montana, it might be helpful for you to take into account the demographics. So a lot of younger people that have moved to Flathead County, Montana, I have heard kind of complain a little bit about the lack of nightlife or the ability to meet other people because there are so many families here. I think it's a little bit more difficult, whereas a university town such as Missoula or Bozeman might be a better fit if you are in that younger demographic. And speaking of schools, let's talk education. Montana has a strong public school system and some really nice universities and colleges, from Montana State University in Bozeman, University of Montana in Missoula, there's Carroll College in Helena. Here in Flathead County, we have the community college, so multiple options for higher education as well. Number 9, transportation. Montana is a car-dependent state with public transportation being very limited outside of cities. So having a reliable car is very important. Also, it's Montana, so you do need to learn how to drive in winter and snowy conditions. So if that is something new to you, I do have a couple additional videos about that, so be sure to check those out as well. And finally, number 10, quality of life. Montana often ranks number 1 for quality of life amongst the states. With its natural beauty, lower crime rates, and slower pace of life, it can be a great place to raise a family or retire. However, the rural nature can be isolating for some, so it's important to know if that fits your lifestyle. All right, and that wraps up our 10 essential things to know before moving to Montana. Whether you're coming for outdoor adventure, a quieter life, or maybe for a new career, hopefully knowing what to expect will help make your transition a lot smoother. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. If I forgot something, leave it in the comments below. Have an amazing week, and I will see you next time.